Good morning, everybody. Nice to meet you.
Thank you, madam.
So we're going to be listening to teacher research stories from India. And the teachers are mentored by Neela Matavi. Neela, are you ready to share the work of your teachers? You need to unmute yourself.
Yeah. So once again, on behalf of this teacher research conference, online conference 2021, which is co-organized with IATEFL Research and SIG and sponsored by AS Hornby Project, initiated under the leadership of Richard Smith, Asli ma'am, and others. I take this opportunity to present my teacher researchers. So I'm very happy with this teacher-led research, which has been a bottom-up, which has brought about a bottom-up change. Now, can I share the screen, Asli? So this is day 2, session 1. We are in room number 3. And I am Neela Madhavi, and I have 5 teacher researchers from Nalgonda district and Warangal presenting their exploratory action research today. Shall I begin with Vishnu sir? So Vishnu sir, are you there?
You need to unmute yourself. We can't hear you.
Yeah, good afternoon, ma'am. I'm ready.
Yes, you are ready. 1 second.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are very much audible, sir. Hearty welcome. And yes, I now share your Padlet with every one of you. And I hope the Padlet is visible for everyone. About to be visible, perhaps. Just a few more moments. Yes. Is it visible?
Yeah, it's okay, ma'am. Shall I start now?
Please.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Vishnu from India, a school assistant in English and teacher researchers under the mentorship of Dr. Neela Madhavi, ma'am. Super mentor Sampath Kumar sir. And I'm working at a remote non-English medium high school running with the 6th to 10th classes. Yeah. Is it okay, ma'am?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is my poster. My research question is, how can I improve speaking skills of my school students? So I have a challenge with my chosen class 9 students who are with non-English medium background and struggling speakers of English. So I have chosen this class 9 students to improve their speaking skills for their struggling to speak in English to the minimum level of language. So my research question is, how can I improve speaking skills of my school children? And for this, I have chosen ICT tools because I have carefully selected 2 ICT tools which played a major role in my research. And I have carefully selected EduCandy at the beginning to make my children attract towards the language to speak to some extent. So that EduCandy consists of many language games. So those language games helped me attract my students towards my research in English. They enjoyed the language games, and after some days, they felt very tense free of to speak in English. So later, my exploratory action research question is, so how can I use ICT tools to enhance my students' speaking skills? So I think this is an apt one because I have chosen ICT tools as a source of my research. So for this, I have chosen during the lockdown time, I mean school closure of schools where there were no classes, physical classes for the students. I have chosen these tools, and much to my surprise, the students started communicating in English to some extent. So with the help of language game, those language games which were used by the Educandy online tool, they looked very confident to communicate in English language. Later, I have chosen that Talk app, which consists of many conversations in English for facilitating the children's language skills. So they practiced those conversations because during this lockdown time, online classes were conducted by the government of Telangana. So my students were able to use smartphones. They have good commanding over the technology of mobile. So this helped me to access with the students to reach my goal of research. So this Talk app helped the students to practice conversations in English confidently to some extent, and they felt very happy and they felt content. They have much contentment with their practice. So after reopening of our schools in Telangana state from September 1st, so there were physical classes. We started running physical classes. So this helped me a lot to carry on my research program at our school level. So all these students, I was able to see a fabulous transformation in my school children from unknown to simple English to confident English. So they looked very confident speakers. So for this, I have got a lot of encouragement by my school headmaster and my colleagues. They encouraged me a lot because they found the transformation in my school students during these physical classes. So thanks, my gratitude to my headmaster and my colleagues for their encouragement. So here are some conversations with my school children in the classroom process. So you can see the pictures of some conversations practiced in the classroom section. So my interesting observations, students were not encouraged properly. So what I found, my findings in the classroom activities, if the students are provided with useful material, if they provided with useful situations in the classroom process, they can be able to transact, they can be able to communicate confidently, to get rid of this phobia of English language. So that's what I did.
That was wonderful, sir.
Thank you. I thankful to ELTA Telangana and Dr. Richard Smith for providing me opportunity to be a part of this research. I will continue till the end of till reaching my goal of making my students confident speakers of English. So thank you very much. Thank you.
That's wonderful,
thank you
sir.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Keeping students motivated and engaged, that is an important criteria for the success for the students' performance. And you have caught their pulse. They are more educated. They're more kind of eager in using the mobiles, eager in using games. The tech-savvy students, as such, they are. You have exploited that particular of a passion which they have for mobiles, and you have made the best out of it, and you have found fruitful results. I now call upon the next.
Thank you very much. Thank you, one and all.
Yes, I call upon the next, and who's the next one willing to start? Ravina ma'am. Okay, in that case, we'll go with Veena ma'am. Veena
Yes,
ma'am.
I'm ready, ma'am.
Who Pravina is ready? Yeah, 1 second. Yes, please.
Hello everyone. Today I'm here to present my research journey. A warm good evening to all the researchers, sir, my mentor Neelamadhavi ma'am, my super mentor Sampath sir, and all the dignitaries. I feel fortunate to be a part of this mission, which give me a new vision. I am Pravina Bulishetty from Telangana State, working place MPPS Mailaram, Raipati Mandal, Warangal district. As a part of research, I have taken my research question. Actually, a few students in my school of 5th standard are not able to speak simple sentences in English. I want to find out the reason why can't they speak? What are the different reasons or factors that influence their learning? For this reason, I have taken my research question as why are the children of class 5th grade are unable to speak in English? As I work in rural area, and though my medium of instruction is English, the children are from rural background and they don't have the atmosphere of English at home and as well as the surroundings. So as it was pandemic, I have chosen online classes. Thanks to ELTA Telangana, they taught me technology, and with that technology, I used a Zoom app and created my own WhatsApp groups. I created my own videos and presented them. Made the children to practice them, and they are up to the mark. After reopening of the schools, I have taken as the children I went to 6th standard, I have taken the present 4th students, they came to 5th standard, and I started my research on the new students. So the exploratory questions are, how shall I motivate my students to speak in English? What activities shall I use to make them frame simple sentences? What are the best possible methods to encourage and support the students in the learning to make them speak better? So I have selected tools are have informal interviews with my colleagues as well as the teacher researchers, friends, questionnaires for both teachers as well as students. Answers of the students' questionnaire are documented. So I got reflections like children love to speak to English. They love to listen. They want to speak. But so I caught that point, and I have used many technologies like videos. We have projector, computers. With all these tools, I made them to practice the subject. Online strategies. Every day I used to give some few words, and they are going to start the session with introducing themselves. They are using the short words, everything. The strategies I used are rhymes. Mainly the reciting rhymes is my main weapon I used, and I am successful. They recited rhymes. They listen to the stories. They use story cards, WhatsApp groups, quizzes, songs, maintain diaries. When they listen to the stories, they are asked to narrate the story in their own language, not bothering about the mistakes or grammatical mistakes. Strategies I have followed helped me a lot to make the children success. After getting these informations, I have also thought that activities which I have used made the children to participate actively and created interest in the students to learn English and speak English fluently. Here, the role of the teachers, I think, is to design activities which engage them meaningfully. Not I have not implemented only for the present one, so that they can use them in the future also. Many activities are not to bring the instant results, but to build confidence among the struggling students also.
Yes.
Classroom research is an effective professional development tool to introspect our classroom practice and strategies, which in turn
Yes,
help us
it's
to
wonderful, Pravina ma'am. You have used rhymes as a major strategy. I know rhymes can do wonders. It can teach all the 4 types of sentences, be it imperative or interrogative or exclamatory or declarative. Because, you know, when you say pussycat, pussycat, where have you been? You learn an interrogative sentences.
Yes,
It's
ma'am.
nice that you can also learn chunks of words from that. So thank you, Pravina ma'am. May
Thank
I
you, ma'am.
invite the next speaker, Veena ma'am? Or, yes, Veena ma'am, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Veena ma'am, you can start.
Greetings to you all. This is Veena from ZPHS Heraballi, Mandal Nirmanur, District Nalgonda, Telangana State. I work in a regional medium school where there is no exposure to English. I observe that they are unable to speak at least simple sentences and hesitate to communicate in English. So this is the reason that led me to take up this exploratory action research project on my 9th grade students. So I took 2 research questions. First one, how can my students actively participate and communicate in English? Then what activities shall I adapt to help them converse in simple sentences? In this context, my exploratory questions are, how shall I motivate my students to speak in English? And what activities or language games or techniques shall I use to help the students to frame simple sentences? So to begin with, I collected data from my co-teachers and students using questionnaires and structured and unstructured interviews, audio-video recordings, and my diary also. From these, I was able to perceive what were their interests. Means they preferred to learn by stories and conversations with peers. I understood what extent I need to give more exposure. For this, my strategies, first I gave them story cards with pictures. I tell many stories in the classroom and then gave quizzes based on the stories. Students enthusiastically come to quizzes. In this process, a language generated and a speaking enhanced. And the language games like Antakshari, they use new words and expose them to speak. Prepared a detailed study on WH questions, help the students to answer to simple questions about their family, friends, school, and their life also. For this, pair work helped me a great. And though the pandemic was a problem to all of us, I used online tools, ICT tools, and apps also. I sent short story videos and asked questions through WhatsApp. And they gave answers, talk about their family and favorite cartoons through WhatsApp. I used Vocaro app for conversations and recordings also. Then I use the Talk app. This helped me a lot, and they learned a little bit like speak as natives. And Google Class used it for my questionnaires and KineMaster for my video recordings. All these tools I used, and all my links were links of the activities I provided in the Google Slides and in the Padlet also. And I felt successful because I enrolled EVO last year, and I also studied a handbook of EAR project by Richard Smith. And in the entire process, ELTA Telangana helped me and supported me and trained me a lot. Thanks to ELTA. And now my students are confident and communicate in English. My sincere thanks to ELTA, a team, for giving me this opportunity, and EAR team, and my super mentor Sampath sir and my mentor Dr. Neela Madhavi ma'am. Thanks to one and all, and thank a lot for this wonderful opportunity for me. Thank you.
Yes, actually, stories can have an impact on students. As Stephen Krashen has said, if the input is good, and particularly the input should be interesting to students. So you have chosen something which is of interest to the students, and you have found results. Amazing.
Thank you.
Then Radhakishan sir or Anuradha ma'am.
Okay, madam.
Yes. So we move on to Radhakishan sir. Please introduce yourself. Yeah.
Okay, madam.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Uh,
You are
greetings to
audible,
everyone.
sir.
Yes, madam. Is my screen is sharing, madam?
Yes, I've shared. Maybe it's taking a little bit of time, but you can start.
Okay, madam. Greetings to everyone. It's my pleasure to be part in the international presentations of ONB project, Exploratory Action Research. And what I feel is exploratory action research, explore, analyze, and react as well. So I'm Radhakishan Alwala from ZPHS Munukuntla, Kattangur Mandal, Telangana, Nalgonda district, Telangana, India. So I am proud to be part of this international presentations of English fraternity. So thanks to Mr. Richards' book, mainly Exploratory Action Research book, and thanks to Dr. Neela Madhavi Madam and Sampath Sir, our super mentor and mentors, and ELTA, and as well as Vinay Sir. They imparted me a lot in me to be part of in this exploratory action research. My topic is how to develop speaking skills among my students. And so I am teaching English. I have been teaching for 23, 24 years in high schools. And I felt that my students are unable to speak English correctly, general English correctly. So I felt that something is to be done for my students. So I have taken this. And I have selected 8th and 9th classes. And as language is primarily spoken thing, that's why my journey started before in the pandemic. So I could not connect with the students in the pandemic period. The actual journey started in the month of September, October, and November. Mainly action phase started in the month of September, October, and November. So in my action phase, I posed questions to my students through WhatsApp, and questions to the teachers, and the outcomes from the students' perspectives and teachers' perspectives are students are students' background is mother tongue influence is there. So their parents mainly they are illiterate. They cannot involve in that English learning matter. That's why, and they suggested me mainly role plays as well as conversations, skits, dramas, and simple structures, simple things. But and I have chosen the strategies, greetings to make them learn greetings first of all, and characters. And I was not deviated. I'm not deviated from the main sessions, and that is rather from school regular teaching uh, textbook. And from the textbook only I have taken the skits or the characters from the textbook lessons, and I made them to role play from that, and the conversations on general topics, and about a trip, and conversation about a school absence, and whenever there is a festival. Recently Dasara and Deepavali festival celebrated in our Telangana, and on the basis of that topics also, I made them speak something, to converse something. And the skits are based on our lessons also, they are doing well. They are very much motivated, and whenever they are doing that, they asked for vocabulary. So I supplied some vocabulary. Whenever it is necessary, they feel they wanted some vocabulary, and I gave them. And even LPL, low proficient learners, also motivated to perform a skit, to take part, to take a character in the skit. So they are not forced to speak. It made them a joyful learning taken place. And they have they felt that it is independence. They got some independence and voluntarily opted for their characters in the conversations, as well characters role plays, as well as in the skits. So recently in our schools, in our district, attaining basic competencies ABC program started. In that every class, sixth to eighth class students, they have to take a picture and they have to describe a picture. And
Okay, okay, Radhakrishnan. Yes.
thank you, madam. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, one and all.
Yeah, so you have given ample opportunities for your students to role play, perform skits. You have kept them engaged, and they have taken active part in roles which they love to do. It's all very wonderful. And I have the final speaker, final presenter, Mrs. Anuradha ma'am. It is stated that she's from Mariguda, but no, she's from Shivanaguda. I think we can make that rectification. She's from a Shivanaguda school. Yes, Anuradha.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, all the dignitaries. It's Anuradha Podila, a teacher researcher from ZPHS Shivanaguda, Nalgonda district, Telangana, in India. I'm very glad to be a part of ONB project in collaboration with ELTA under the mentorship of Dr. Neela Madhvi ma'am and Supermentor Sampath sir, and to our coordinator Vinay Raju sir. And my background problem is I teach in a Telugu medium school. My students are from rural background, but unknowingly they use a lot of English words, but they are not structured properly. So I thought of focusing on the student needs, and I have chosen a question for my exploratory action research. My question is, how can I encourage and motivate my students to speak English to some extent? I have chosen 7th and 8th standard students. And further, my exploratory action research questions are, how can I imbibe interest among my students towards English? And what are the different factors that hinders their speaking? Next, what are the different strategies I can implement? And how can I be successful in exploratory action research? And data I collected qualitatively is through questionnaire to students and questionnaire to teachers, and structured and unstructured interviews with the students and my colleagues. And also, I have taken a critical review of my colleagues, and I have also collected reflections from the children. And then my observation is, what I have observed is, by motivating the students to improve their listening activities, they can improve their speaking skills. Children in my school are hesitant to speak in English due to lack of exposure. And the other reason is lack of vocabulary. And they are very shy to express, and they have a fear of making errors. And lack of parental support is also one of the reasons. And the strategies I implemented in my exploratory action research are word building, that is grids, and small conversations. And the other interesting tool which my mentor, ma'am, suggested me is Pinterest. It's an image sharing and social media service. It is designed to discover the information, and it is very easy, and we have the ready-made templates in Pinterest, and they're very easy to share in the WhatsApp group, and children can it is an easy method to learn. And also the other strategies I implemented are framing the simple sentences and making them to speak on situational activities, making the students to answer to my questions, and different types of exchanges. I encouraged with WH questions, with the storytelling, and I have given a simpler topics which made them to describe in simpler sentences, and also a set of spoken exchanges like greetings, apologies, and also compliments, invitations, and also they made a reading habit also. That also improved their speaking skill.
Okay. You're unmute. You're unmute. Anuradha ma'am, you're unmute.
In my exploratory action research, during pandemic, I could not reach all my students due to lack of communication. And also, one more challenge is I could not share the templates to my students who does not have smartphones. And some students are benefited and others could not. And in the regular classrooms, now some students are regular absentees because they help their parents in the fields. So they lost the continuity. And so I need to start again. So for my action research, a big hindrance is the absenteeism. Absenteeism has become a big hindrance, but and my reflections and findings before action research, they used English words unknowingly without any proper structure. But now I'm very proud to say that they could properly answer my questions. They could able to converse. They could able to speak a few sentences on the familiar topics, like simpler topics which were given to them. They could perform small role plays, and they're very enthusiastic to speak English. And I'm very proud to say that 50% of my students are benefited through this Pinterest and through my action researcher, and other 20% of them are motivated. And finally, I'm very proud to say that children are very enthusiastic to learn English, and absenteeism has decreased. And this action research,
Yes,
especially
that's wonderful, madam. Yes.
has given me
So,
an opportunity to find the better ways, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, one and all, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, ma'am.
yes, all the 5 presentations have been done.
Thank you.
So these are all teacher-led resources where teachers have explored their context and found solutions and worked wonders. Especially what is common in all the 5 teachers is that they are working in schools where the students come from socially, economically, morally poor backgrounds, and they have made a difference in their lives by trying to inculcate interest, and perhaps this will, and they have all tried to make them independent and confident speakers. At least they have changed from conversing in their mother tongue to the foreign tongue, and this should take them a long way forward.
Yeah,
Thank you, everyone.
thanks a lot for sharing. There are a lot of questions because, you know, teachers worked with their students and with their colleagues in difficult circumstances. And we saw that many teacher researchers used wealth of data collection tools ranging from diaries, from reflections to student questionnaires, even parent opinions are involved. So I'm sure there'll be a lot of questions to them regarding their own research context and findings. In a minute, I'm going to open up the breakout rooms. Padma, Ima, and Usha, do you need help to find the breakout rooms? Okay. Thank you very much for very active interaction in the breakout rooms. Now I would like to, learn about your reflections. Shall we speak with our first speaker, Nuna Vishnu?
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
What kind of questions were you asked? What is your reflection? Please share those with us.
Yeah, first question posed by Kranti ma'am. So what special strategies did you implement in the classroom teaching to enhance speaking? Because my question is, my research question is how to improve their speaking skills. So I explained to her that I have used technology by providing them speaking skills of the activities related to speaking skills. And Padma ma'am also posed me the question that how could you coordinate with the syllabus and research work simultaneously? And then I answered that yes, I was able to coordinate with the syllabus as well as research by using content-oriented activities in the classroom that are related to research program. And even my head of the school also cooperated with me to move on with the project for the benefit of students. So I could coordinate with the syllabus and research program by using the content from the textbooks only, so which were prepared for the benefit of students.
And when Padma asked the question, Vishnu, you were like, yeah, that's the question. So you were expecting that, I guess.
Yes,
People
yes,
have
yes,
been
ma'am.
asking
Yes,
you
ma'am.
that, right?
Yeah, it was a wonderful question by Padma ma'am. Thank you, Padma ma'am, for posing such a interesting question.
But I think
It's a
your
pleasure,
response
sir.
was very good as well. Because you
Yes,
said,
ma'am. Yeah. Immediately, because usually all the teachers face such problem.
yeah,
Yes, yes.
Completion of syllabus itself is a big task for us, and
Yes.
moreover, taking up some activity for action research purpose definitely will take the most of our energy. When you are involved and immersed with taking and applying the strategies, then the syllabus completion will take backseat.
exactly. Thank you,
yeah.
Padma. And Vishnu, do you have something more to say? Otherwise, I'll move on to Pravina.
Okay, ma'am. So Asli ma'am also posed me a question that how could you use the technology for the benefit of students? So I replied that I was able to provide language games for making the students feel interested in the language, because we are running with non-English medium background school. So I use the technology of EduCandy for providing multiple choice questions from the content, and they are able to answer. They are able to practice the language games to create interest among the students. I use the technology.
So
And
games with
talk
your content involved.
Yes,
Games with your textual content involved. That's great.
textbook content oriented. And talk app, one special app is there with many conversations. So those conversations made my students feel confident of themselves, and they are able to communicate to the great extent to the level best.
Thank you, Vishnu. And you also mentioned that you received training, ICT training,
Yes,
which
yes.
was very, visionary, because we all had to shift to online teaching basically overnight because of COVID.
ICT tool technology credit goes to ELTA Telangana only, because they conducted many sessions, many training programs for teachers of English in Telangana state. So
Okay.
I am very grateful to ELTA Telangana.
Yeah, thanks for mentioning that, raising that up. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, can we talk to Pravina? Pravina, can we listen to your reflection?
Pravina, unmute yourself. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. It was really a wonderful session. In my session, first Nilmada ma'am was there. Madam asked me whether I am happy with my research. So I said it's a really wonderful research, and it gave me a fruitful results. So, and it is a continuous process. There is no limit or end to this research. All teachers can become effective teachers by doing these research. So ma'am also asked me whether I am going to publish a book if I get a chance. Oh, it's wonderful to do that, but there is a lot. I think I have to do still more to print a book. And how I next Kranti Kumari ma'am asked me how was my journey during the research, how I enjoyed, because it gave me a good experience. As now Vishnu sir said, I am also a part of ELTA technology. I have learned all ICT tools, and with the help of those tools only during pandemic, I was able to teach my students through online. So once again, thank you to ELTA, and it is a really a good experience in my life. And today I am in this research is due to that one only. Next, how rhymes helped really to learn language speaking is asked by you, ma'am. I Asli, ma'am. So I have reciting rhymes, though unknowingly they will learn some few words and those help them to speak out. The same question was asked by Padma ma'am also. So I have said, are they going to create their own sentences? So when I have given the answer, if we take a rhyme, chubby cheeks, dimple chin, so they are going to frame their own sentences. See, my cheeks are chubby, her cheeks are red in color. So in this way, they are going to practice small sentences and they are up to the mark, ma'am. So really, rhymes will help the children to practice the sentences, simple sentences.
Thank
Not
you,
only the
Pravina. Thank you so very much. That was very interesting. And you know, rhymes, songs, stories, as Neela mentioned, can be really very influential. And if that's okay, if let's talk to Veena. Can we learn about your reflections, Veena? This was Veena's first international conference.
Yes, ma'am.
How did you feel? How did you go? Let's hear about your reflection.
I feel very happy and very excited. And I am asked you, ma'am, Asli ma'am, how shall I analysis my findings or my research, and how to teach tools because they are in rural background. That's why how I teach these tools. I used Vocaro, TAC and WhatsApp in the Google Classroom. So how I manage all these things? I said that before the pandemic, they didn't have cell phones, smartphones, but after the pandemic, it's forced to them. The government also transformed our teaching sessions into online mode. That's why the students also surely and compulsorily buy the smartphones. That's why they are very good at technology and they are new generation students. And Imma ma'am asked me lots of questions. I am very thankful to Imma ma'am, and she asked how I manage all these things. Syllabus, as usual, this exploratory action research. I said that my colleagues helped me in this process, and I take extra periods for this research. And she asked me that this environment, Imam asked another question, that the environment also not support, because they didn't have the exposure. The students, they are a rural background. So how shall I manage? How shall I create the environment in the English environment in the classroom? Means I used these story cards, stories, and daily simple conversations. And I requested my colleagues and my head of the school to speak at least simple sentences to order any orders or any words, any suggestions, please give in English. They accepted and they helped me a lot.
Yeah, that's great.
And
thank you so much, Veena. I'm sorry, I have to stop you at this point because we've got only 2 minutes, and let's talk to Radha Kista, and then afterwards,
Yes.
Anu.
Okay, madam. Asli madam, namaste.
Namaste.
Once again, namaste to everyone. I'm Radha Kishan. My room, Ujasri madam visited and she suggested me, and you add some more directions, giving directions in the speaking activities, saying about a turn right, left, like that, some simple directions to the low proficient learners. And Kranti madam visited me, and it was an interesting discussion about self-reflective. This action research program made us self-reflective, and that's what we felt, and we also became active in this process, as well as along with the students. And Raj Kamakar Reddy sir, he visited me and he asked me about my strategies, madam, and I told about my strategies, role plays, conversations, and skits, in my classroom. And Vinedhar sir, Vinedhar Razu, who is my friend, he helped me a lot in this action research program and part of ELTA. And he asked me, how are the results, how are the findings of yours from your students side. So they are very much eager to participate. Every day they are asking me, when is the skits are, when we have to present that, sir. They are very much eager. And as well as one last thing I would like to say, madam, the speaking, it enhances our the students and everybody's cognitive, affective, and behavioral skills, madam, and it leads our to life. So because it leads to the life skills. That's why speaking ability leads to present our opinions, and it changes our behavior. Thank you, Elta, and thank you, madam. Thank you for
Thank
giving
you,
me this opportunity.
Ratagistan. Round of applause to all our speakers and our mentor, Neela. And our last speaker is Anurata.
Yes, good evening, Asli ma'am.
Hi, Anurata. Can we
Hi,
hear
ma'am.
about your reflections?
Yeah, Padma ma'am visited my room, ma'am. And ma'am asked me, did I face any problem in implementing the strategies to the students? Then my answer was, yes, definitely I faced some problem with the regular absentees, ma'am, and the other students were benefited. And the next question posed to me by Padma madam is, are you satisfied with your action research? And definitely 100% I'm satisfied with this action research, ma'am. There's a lot of transformation thanks to the elder, and thanks to this international conference for on-big project. And also the other question posed by Padma ma'am is, are you ready to take up the another skill if I'm given an opportunity? Definitely I'll take up the other action research, ma'am, based on the other skill. And that was my answer. And Neela ma'am posed me a question. Other than the strategies which I am implementing now, do you have any other strategies which you can implement? And then I said, yes, I can use or make use of my smartphone, and I can make them to listen to some of the audio and video clippings, and regular role plays and conversations will help them to improve their listening skill, ma'am. And also Raj Kamlakar sir visited my room, and sir asked, what are my findings and what is the main strategy I am implementing? So my findings, I told that my findings are the students are able to speak out simple sentences structurally. Before it was not like that. Before this action research, it was unstructured, and now they are able to speak simple sentences structurally. I'm very proud to say that even some of the few topics they are able to narrate, ma'am. They are able to make the role plays. They are very enthusiastic and they are very motivated, ma'am.
Thank you so very much for sharing your reflection as well. Round of applause, as I've said before, to all the speakers today. And Neela, thanks for participating. And I have to close the session now. So hope to see you in the upcoming sessions. Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you. Thank you for participation.
Thank you. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you, Asli ma'am, for being here with us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your presence.
See you. Bye-bye.